Good morning, students. Today we study for loop in Python. Loops or iteration statements are those statements which are used for execution of a block of code repeatedly. And to do this, Python has two statements, for and while. We will study for first. For is an iterator and used to iterate over sequence of objects. Sequence. Iterate means executing as many as times. How many times? For the number of elements sequence consists. And what is the sequence of objects? Sequence of objects can be integers generated by the range function, or can be another object such as string, list, tuple, or dictionary, whatever case, whatever type you want to use. For example, in case you are using a string, since a string is a sequence of characters, objects is replaced by characters. So here, for each character, range without range, for loop will be executed. If range function is used, range function generates always list of integers. So for all those integers, it will be iterated. For loop is iterated. We will study example of range function here. You can see here short codes of the four for loops. In the first for loop, we have range with one parameter. You must understand range function first. Range function generates sequence of integers. It comes in three forms. First one is range x, that is having only one parameter. In this case, whatever x is there, it should be positive integer. And in this case, range will generate numbers starting from 0 till x minus 1. Right? In the second form, start and stop, that is range function is passed two parameters. One first parameter will be start and second parameter will be stop. In this case, start must be less than stop, and start and stop should be integers only. When these two conditions are satisfied, only then range function generates numbers starting from start and ending at stop minus 1, that is start, then start plus 1, then start plus 2. Next number will be generated by adding 1 to the previous number. If these two conditions, that is start, stop, not integers, or start not less than stop, and you pass two parameters, in this case, range will generate an empty list. That is a list consisting empty elements. Right? Third is range start, stop, step, that is range function is passed three parameters. First one is start, beginning, second one is stop, and third one is step size, which can be positive or negative. Step value is positive, means we are going to generate numbers, integers, in ascending order. So in this case, start must be less than stop. And if this is the case, then for the positive step value and start less than stop, sequence generated will be start, comma, start plus step. Next number will be start plus step. Then start plus 2 into step, and so on. And this sequence will be generated till number generated must be less than stop. So if last number is less than stop, then this sequence will be stopped there. Similarly, for the negative step value, you must remember that start should be greater than stop. In that case, sequence will be generated start, then start minus step, then start minus 2 into step, then start minus 3 into step, and so on. You can see that for the negative step value, clearly descending order sequence of integers generated. Ending number generated here should be greater than the stop value. For the negative it should be greater, and for positive ending number should be less. Then stop. So this is the range functions. Now we try to understand here only one parameter. Range 3 means 0 to 3 excluding 3 with the step 1. So 0, 1, 2. 3 numbers is generated. So this print I is the part of the for loop. So output you can see 0, 1, 2, that is the value of I is printed, because I is the placeholder or loop counter for all the integers generated by the range function. And in the last, when whole values are used by I through for loop, then this print statement will be executed, and so ABC is printed. In the second part you can see start comma stop, two values are provided. So start will becomes 5 and stop is 8 with the step size again 1. So sequence of integers will be 5, 6, 7. Less than 8, only 7. So 3 numbers. So here 5 and I star star 2 means I ki power 2. This is the exponentiation operator. So this print I comma I star star 2 will be printed 5 to the power 2, that is 25. So first line will be 525. Similarly, since second number is 6, so it is 6 to the power 2, that is 36. Third number is 7, so 7 to the power 2, that is 49. After that loop is completed, so end of loop message is printed. In the third you can see positive step size is provided. So number generated will be 5, then 5 plus 2, that is 7, then 7 plus 2, that is 9, then 9 plus 2, that is 11. Up to 11, since positive step size, so last number should be less than stop. So 11 is the last number because it is less than 12. Because when we try to add 2 to 11, it will become 13, which is greater than last, that is stop. So 5, 7, 9, 11, 4 numbers will be generated, and subsequently this print statement will be 5, 10, 7, 14, 9, 18, 11, 22. Afterward these two print statements will be executed, so end of loop message, and in the end you are trying to print value of I. So this message value of I is along with the message I, which is 11. So this output is printed. In the last example you can see we are using negative step size. So this should be big, start should be big, here it is big. So sequence will be generated and it will be start 9, then start minus step 2 is minus in step 2 is, so 9 minus 2 7, then 7 minus 2 5, then 5 minus 2 3, and then 3 minus 2 1, which is not greater than. For the negative step size last number should be greater than stop. So now up to 3 only, starting from 9 sequence will be generated. So print I, here I is printed 9 7 5 3, and after loop completes these two print statements are executed. So end of loop message, and value of I is, since last value is I3, so this 3 is printed. So you can see that in this manner for loop is executed. Now try to test your understanding by applying these skills. Okay? These are the MCQ. So try to solve these.